really care about right now. That's going to be released in either January, February, or March. Oh, Wii Music was just released.
Yeah.
Well, not just released. They just reviewed it on IGN. And it got pretty mediocre scores, like 5.0 out of 10. And it's what's getting pretty much everywhere.
What is Wii Music?
Wii Music is a music game. Okay. You can conduct and make your own kind of orchestras or band using tons of different kinds of instruments. And the biggest problem that they said was, first off, for a music game, the audio quality is pretty shitty because they use MIDI.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason being it sounds is that it's much more easy. It's easier, I should say, to take out certain instruments, put other instruments in. So there's that. He said, but like older gamers aren't really going to like it. He said little kids are going to love it, but like the older gamers are going to find it pretty bad. So it was a game I was pretty interested in, but I don't know. I'd probably rent it, see how it is. What else did it say? Let me see. I'm going to skip to the end because usually there's like a condensed review. So just checking. Okay, presentation. This is on IGN 6.0. Polished interface and music video backdrops, Mii integration, Wii Connect 24 support. List of songs is awful. Okay, MIDI renditions even worse. Yeah, because they've got like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and a bunch of really bad songs, stuff like that.
That's a terrible song. Who wrote that? Where's that song come from?
I don't know.
I hate it.
Graphics similar to Wii Sports. Wii Music rocks a style so simple that it borders on barren, but is also very clean and fluid. Sound. Now, this is the important part because this is Wii Music. It says, ugh, really disappointing. A soundtrack fit for an elevator, all rendered in archaic MIDI. The entire track list could fit easily on an N64 cartridge. Gameplay gimmicky, at times seemingly pointless. Yeah, because you just waggle your remote to conduct. One of the reviewers said that when he legitimately tried to conduct the orchestra, he got lower points than just kind of waving the remote around wildly. That's upsetting. Kids will love making noise, but everyone else will grow bored with the experience shortly after it begins. Lasting appeal, 5.0. 60 instruments and just as many songs, not to mention the ability to trade renditions with friends. There's even a four-player jam mode. It's all there, but the core package just isn't that fun. 5.0.
No, I've never even heard of this game before it came out. Was there a big push for it in the Wii community?
In the beginning, I think actually when a couple years ago, actually, when the Wii was getting released, there was news about it, and there were previews and stuff like that. No one really came out to say anything. It just so happened in the past year and a half, year I should just say, 6 months to a year, that there have been a lot of previews, and so far no one, in all those previews, they were kind of like, this game hopefully will be better when it gets released. So even back then they were pretty disappointed with what they were seeing. Was it a big push? I wouldn't say. Probably not. It had some of a push because it had Wii in front of it. So, yeah, as of right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
all right. Well, avoid that one. Now, what about Mario Super Sluggers?
All right, Mario Super Sluggers. This game's been out for a while now. Like I think a few weeks. I was in Best Buy actually a couple days ago because I was buying my brother-in-law his birthday gift.
What did you get him?
What I get him? I got him Anchorman and Superbad on DVD.
I look good.
Yeah. I'm kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal.
This burrito is delicious, but it's very filling. So, yeah, but so I was in there walking around, and I went over to the Wii section, video game section, just to check things out. And actually, Wii Music's releasing tomorrow. All right, sorry. So I was walking around and I saw their kiosk had Super Sluggers, and I picked it up, played I did a pitch or two, or I should say I batted twice. I'm like, this is kind of cute. So I went home and I rented it from my local Hollywood video store. Got it home, what's that?
Your local video boutique?
Yeah. I got home, put it in, started up. The beginning little cinematic's pretty cool. I mean, and that's really what you're getting with a lot of these Mario titles that they do a pretty cool rendered or whatever it's called, pre-rendered video shot, and it looks pretty cool. That video, the gameplay itself is all right. It reminds me a lot of Wii Sports in some ways because it's very simple to pick up and play, but it's cooler in a sense because you actually do field and you move around with the nunchuck. You can throw to the different bases. There's certain, because it's a Mario game, you can shoot shells and stuff like that out to mess up someone that's trying to get a ball. The batting, there's charge swings and there's charge pitching, so it looks pretty cool. In that sense, it's pretty cool. Other than that, it's just a mediocre sports game. For instance, the championship mode is less than par, I would say. Because you go around, and I didn't know they were going to do this, but it's kind of set up like Mario Party, those games. So you do a bunch of little tasks that involve hitting to left field or right field or center field, which actually sounds harder than what you would think. Because it was hard for me to time the pitches anyways. There were some little doofy mini games where you had to pitch and hit whatever the fire flower is, stuff like that. And you have to find characters, and you have to. There's a little. It seems like a little bit of role playing, kind of, which
in a baseball game.
Yeah, which kind of surprised me. I shouldn't say role playing like you level up and that kind of stuff. But you run around to the different ball fields, like Mario has his own field, Peach has her own field, and you go around and you have to unlock stuff, and you have to help out people, and that kind of deal. So I was very surprised in that and kind of bummed out at the same time because that's not what I was expecting. Because Mario Strikers Charged, which was the soccer game that came out for the Wii, I rented that game, and if I were to compare the two, I would say Chargers has a better story mode, I guess you could say, because it's actual soccer playing. Like you set it up like a tourney, and you go around doing that. This game is a lot different. You challenge Bowser's kid twice, I think, and then at the very end you have a baseball game with him, and then you fight Bowser, and that's it. So you can beat the game a little over 4 or 5 hours if you hang tight, because the puzzles aren't hard at all. I didn't really care too much about unlocking too many things. I unlocked all the baseball the ball fields. Like I said, this happened in a course of, I would say, about 5 to 6 hours. I had everything that I would want to unlock. Gameplay is all right. If I were to rate this out of 5, I would probably give it a 3.
You like giving things 3s, don't you?
Well, that's what it deserves.
You know what? I'm scared to be psyched about, which is the new Sonic game, Sonic Unleashed.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's hard for me to get my hopes about a Sonic game because they've all been terrible in the past, but they always look cool to me because I was.
It's for the Wii.
Well, it's for everything.
Oh, okay.
But it's like I always get my hopes up with Sonic games that they've always been disappointing ever since they went into the 3D realm.
Right.
Basically. But this new one, I do have to say, I've been looking at the trailers, and here's my thing on it. Like the game is broken up into 2 different segments. One is going to be the Sonic segment, where you're just your normal Sonic the Hedgehog running around, running really fast, beating up robots and stuff,
right,
and doing your spins and stuff. And like the gameplay mechanics and the whole setup for that looks like amazingly awesome. Like how they have it like all running. But the thing is, then there's going to be this other segment of the game where you turn into like it's going to be like a Jekyll and Hyde thing, and you turn into like Monster Sonic, and the game, and and the gameplay changes, and you have different mechanics for that, and the gameplay mechanics for that look really bad.
I wear a condom.
Actually, so I'm like, I'm cautious. I'm cautious. I really want to be excited for it because the Sonic segments look really cool, but the actual Warthog, like they call it the Warhog, Sonic the Warhog segments of it, do not look good. So I don't know what to think.
It looks. I'm watching the trailer right now, and it looks like more of a traditional, kind of running into the same thing as Sonic and the Secret Rings or whatever that came out for the Wii. It looks like you're kind of on a track when you run. Yeah, obviously the track isn't shown, but there's definitely one way that you run the entire time, which kind of shows what they is kind of like what they did